Filling up the bags with dirt.
Yes.
And then you're going to take them to the front and put the candles, or will you put the candles in here?
No.
While you're here?
No, I'll put the candles in after they're already set up.
Well, there's a little bit of snow there, some snowflakes, just kind of dusting.
Lightly dusting.
Yeah, lightly dusted. But that's about all the snow you can see around here. At this time of the year,
It is cold though.
it is very cold, yes.
Well, these are the luminarias that I made this year, like I do every year. So these luminarias date back to colonial times, but people Santa Fe and North, which is Rio Arriba and North, they call them farolitos. So the reason we call them luminarias is because in colonial times, people would light large bonfires in order for others to get to their homes. This happened with the armies, the colonizers, common people, all types of people. And there were large bonfires, and in Spanish, that is a luminaria. So we people in the Rio Abajo kept that name because that's where it comes from. Now, a farolito is a small lantern. It's diminutive for lantern. So, in fact, these are little lanterns. But the people from Rio Arriba, Santa Fe and North, or La Bajada and North, insist that that we're wrong by calling them luminarias. I don't think we are. I think it's great that we use the old term that is applied to a bonfire, because this is an evolution of a bonfire. For us, they'll always remain luminarias. And on the news a couple nights ago, they told the story exactly opposite of what I just told it now. And they're wrong. I have made luminarias as long as I can remember. I don't ever remember a year when I didn't make them. And they're pretty cool. My mom loves them. This is the best part of Christmas for her. And for everyone in New Mexico. Only on Christmas Eve is the traditional and the only night when anyone should be lighting luminarias. Nowadays they're commercialized, they're plastic, they're electric. People light them since after Thanksgiving, but not the traditional New Mexicans. We light them one night only, which is Christmas Eve, the most magical night of the year. So I'll do them as long as I can, as long as they make us happy.
Sled that she sent us for Christmas with the red and white carnations. In my Afghan that I've been of Santa Blair that Vera Pino gave me several years ago, and I put her up in the chair every year for her. And yeah, look at the little Santa Clauses, los Santo Clausitos, that's what my mother used to say. That was our first Christmas tree that I remember having, and so my mother had bought a lot of decorations and little Santa Clauses, and every night before I went to bed, I would check them out. And in the morning, it's the first thing I'd do. And then those little Santa Clauses weren't where they were the night before. So I would ask my mother, pues, ¿por qué no están los Santo Clausitos donde estaban anoche. No, porque todos los días vienen bajando día tras día. Hasta el fin llega el Santa Claus para Christmas. Y entonces he gives out dolls, which was my first doll that I ever got, and probably the only present I ever got when I was younger. I must have been 6 or 7 years old. And then Raymond and Josito got a little red wagon, and Johnny got the bicycle. So that's the story I tell in my book about, and I named it Navidad. And I had to dress the little Santa Clauses because I didn't know how to bring them down. So I had a dream about these icicles. And I thought, I'll dress these icicles. And they trickle down. And I'll dress them like Santa Clauses. And they have the red and white outfit and the black belt and the dust-colored boots. And every year, they trickle down.
Christmas Eve is the time that we celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas Eve is the big day.
Right. You have the apples and oranges that Santa Claus would bring us for La Noche Buena. And we never got presents. We got fruits and nuts and sweets. But, well, we didn't have any money for Christmas presents, so we got our Christmas treats that way. And Santa Claus would come when we were in church, and then everybody went to Grandma's house, to Mama Grande's house, and they'd run in, and everybody was so happy. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad. And all of a sudden they'd see the bizcochito crumbs on the fireplace, and the chocolate that was the cup of chocolate was broken in pieces, and they knew Santa Claus had been here. So they ran outside, and all they could hear was, Miss Christmas, Miss Christmas. And then the children would run inside. They'd say, "See, I, Santa Claus, see, I, Santa Claus." And that's the story of our New Mexican Christmas.
Right there. Did I ring the bell?
Since he was a righteous man, yet unwilling to expose her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Such was his intention, when behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, Do not be afraid to take Mary, your wife, into your home. For it is through the Holy Spirit that this child has been conceived in her. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord has said through the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. When Joseph awoke, he did as the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and took his wife into his home. He had no relations with her until she bore a son, and he named him Jesus.